Hello, everyone. Welcome again to our Testimony Tuesday. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we're live. I'm excited. Again, this is our third Testimony Tuesday. Hi, Oliver.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Fine. What about you?
I'm doing good. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we're live again. Testimony Tuesday. It's going to be amazing. Oliver is already here. And to remind you again, guys, yes, text in. Nixon, you're welcome. Send in your comments as we go along, whatever, speaks to you, text it in the comments section, and we'll be reading it as we go along. We'll just go on right into it. So today's testimony, just as exciting as the other ones, we can never say that we don't have something to glorify the name of the Lord with. We always have something to say thank you for our lives. Basically, our lives are a testimony. So today we're going to be celebrating Oliver's life as a testimony today. We're glorifying the name of the Lord for the testimony he's going to share. I don't want to give any kind of snippet because we're waiting to hear it all from the horse's mouth, and that's Oliver here. And today we're sharing about his journey through alcoholism. And today I'm just glad that we're not talking about someone who was dropped in the gutter and is now here to complain and say, hey, I was dropped somewhere and I got picked and I got robbed. We're here to celebrate this life, and we're happy thanking the King of Glory that it's another amazing day to thank him again and again. So Oliver, um, take us back. Take us back. Looking at you, I'm like, what? Is it Oliver who actually did this? So for the many who are watching right now, who don't know about the testimony, are waiting to hear about the testimony and glorify God for it. Take us back. Your journey, maybe 10 years back, 15 years back. When was the first time you got introduced to alcoholism exactly?
About alcohol, I can say this, my the first time I tasted alcohol, that was I was still very young. My father used to come with the crates of alcohol when he comes home because he worked in Nairobi and we were in Kisumu. So when he comes home, I used to buy crates, the Guinness one, two
Wow.
crates, and then I used to place them under the bed. So with us, the siblings, because that time everyone used to come to our place, because my father had to work, so all the children used to come to one place. And there are some times when he used to go to the sitting room or maybe in the bedroom. He used to go to the sitting room or maybe in the bedroom. So he used to take Coke and Guinness.
Going back around back in the day, I started taking alcohol like when I was very young, because my father used to come with alcohol in the house, like 2 crates every time he comes home. So he used to place them in the bedroom under the bed. And so when akiwa na hizo masaa zake anataka kunywa, he used to take Coca-Cola and he used to take Guinness. Anaweka juu ya meza. So senye ametoka nje, we could sneak and we go, you taste, you add Coca-Cola in, then you go out. Because they are of the same color, so ange notice like someone has done this. But you see, my siblings, hao walikuwa notch higher, because with them they could just take the bottle and go into the bedroom. So when my father asked nani amechukua, no one is speaking. Hakuna mtu utaccuse you, tuko wengi pia. Yeah, so that was the first time I tasted alcohol. I started tasting alcohol, but I couldn't see the effect because nilikuwa nakunywa tu kidogo, nasikia kizunguzungu, una smile, unalala.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
wow.
yeah, even those photos, I was just sent those photos recently. I have some photos about that. Hey,
I
it was not good.
wish we could project a few photos. I mean, Instagram, that's an opportunity to take. Can you remember at what age exactly that?
That one, hey, it was long. I was in class 2, from class 2.
That was in class 2. So when other people
Yeah.
were bringing the streets, you guys were rushing for alcohol.
With us, father akikuja home, hiyo ndio ni sherehe. Uh,
Oh, wow. So
uh,
how for how long did that was it just your father, or how many other people in the family were involved with this alcoholism business?
I can say except my mother, kila mtu alikuwa anangojwa tu because he used to come almost like every 2 weekends or 1 weekend in a month.
Mm,
He could come like twice.
mm.
Yes.
Wow. So when he came
Mm.
meeting and he knew he's good. Was he the children are actually taking this? Like, I mean, just ignore it. What is the situation?
Oh, you're breaking. You're breaking.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you now.
So I'm asking, was your fair that you guys were actually taking his?
Yeah, I can say at some point. Okay, though I was still young, I was not so much into that, but I can remember one day he called everyone, and that's the day. Like I also knew that kumbe there's some alcohol that is always being placed at this house. He removed all the crates and placed them, and said hii chupa na hii chupa na hii chupa iko ziko wapi? Na
And,
watu walikula viboko though.
and no one would answer. I mean, because
No one, no one, yeah, no one answered. Yeah.
so for how, so once I understood you to alcohol, I think you just joined in because you were curious, I guess. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
let's ask, how does it feel? You feel this, and for how long did this go?
Okay, this went on until he passed in in 2000. Then after
Mm,
2000, now so you see these two families separated because he had two wives. So the other family walienda ushago, sisi tukabaki Kisumu with my mother. So my mother alianza kudirect towards God. We used to go
mm,
to church, although church alikuwa anaenda mimi sikuwa napenda. So there's a church that I used to go. That's it was called Kenya Pentecostal Church. I don't know where it went. I have not heard of it
mm.
siku hizi. So after that, actually, I used to dance in church, seriously dancing. So after that, when my mother passed in 2004 now, when I came home now hapa ndio sasa it took a different route, taking alcohol, because now the family that was coming in, like it was the family that we used to have before when my father was alive. So I'm back to the unit. So and here the influence ilikuwa so high because there this you see this hizi disco matanga za ushago. Yes, so unaona kila mtu anaenda, wewe ndio unataka kubaki kwa nyumba peke yako. I used to go and I used to go. Sasa tukienda, there's a lot of influence. Wenzako wanakunywa hii lichanga and everything, wewe ndio unataka kubaki. You just harden. Unaanza ilianzanga tu hivyo tu pole pole, but see that a place where I can say that it became so intense out of peer pressure, though it was now when I finished class 8. Sasa ulikuwa unaona umemaliza shule, sasa nadhani sasa unaweza tawala. Yeah.
So these komatangas when you're in
Yeah, in primary school.
so to take changa.
Yeah, there was all types of alcohols zilikuwa huko. All
and
type
and
because it's
there was no restriction like people telling you, no, no, children are not supposed to take this.
there's no restriction because even your peer mates ndio they because there are those who are wagwiji wa ushago wanajua kila mahali. Wewe mwenyewe umekuja tu umetoka town. They go
Mm,
and fetch it where they fetch it and bring it.
mm.
Yeah.
And after all the drinking, you just go back home and no, because I'm sure you looked tipsy. I mean, you wouldn't walk straight.
Yeah, there was a we had time of coming back home because you could not come back home when the sun has already started coming up.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you used to come home before 6 hapo, madha hajaamka. Yeah, because everyone always, kila mtu alikuwa anaenda, madha alikuwa anabaki nyumbani peke yake na hakuwa anajua anabaki peke yake.
Oh wow! So it's
Yeah.
just your mom family who wasn't drinking.
No, both my mothers, they started drinking because of my father. So all of them were
Oh,
drinking. Yeah,
okay, okay. So your father
yeah,
introduced you to alcoholism. I mean to
yeah,
drinking.
yeah,
Okay, okay,
yeah,
okay. But it wasn't as as how your father used to drink.
yeah. Because
Mm.
akienda nawe kwa club huwezi kosa kunywa, utakunywa na mrudi pamoja.
So you said this went on even past class 8. Was there a time you actually found yourself in the gutter?
The gutter.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, I've never been vile unakunywa mpaka unalala huko, no. Okay, I can say that my siblings, they used to take care of these young ones that if we go out, they make sure we come back home safe. I can remember one day my brother just took a taxi because we were three of us. Tulikuwa watatu. Taxi kila mtu anaenda nyumbani. Because now, okay, one of my cousins started misbehaving because akikunywa, he wants to fight everyone. You know? Yeah. So I've never found myself in that state. Hiyo ya kuanguka chini, kulala kwa mtaro, no. Yeah.
Well, when you were talking, you mentioned that you actually, I don't know, you find yourself under the bed or something. Can you
That
recall?
was yeah. Actually, I can recall that. I can recall that. There's a time when I was from high school. We were from half term, and that was the first time now I was taking the easy this leak. I can't even remember the name. It was called Shakers. It
Shakers.
is yeah, it's called Shakers. And
Mhm.
that day we were drinking for competition.
Hey,
Yeah.
who was
So yeah. So the next day I wake up, I found myself under the bed. God of
you,
heaven help me.
you found yourself under the bed?
Yeah,
Was it
under the bed.
you under the bed or all of you were actually stuffed under the bed?
No, kila mtu alikuwa na post yake. Mimi nilikuwa chini ya kitanda. Mine was the worst, yes.
And that's just a group of students. I mean, a group of young boys.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Uh,
that time I was in class 8 still. I was in class 8 still. Kwa tumekuja after because I was in boarding. Kwa tumefukuza school fees, I mean, not after.
mlikuwa mmefukuzwa school fees mkakuja kunywa pombe. No, we thank God for your life now. We thank God.
Yeah.
Anyway, wow. Okay, things went on just like that until you got into university. Um, can you recount how it was in university? Did it get intense? Did you take more? What happened?
University sasa it took a different turn also altogether. Kwa sasa unajua ile ya high school na primary ilikuwa the ushago thing. Sasa
Mm,
shule ikafanya sasa tumekuja Nairobi and there was this cousin of mine.
mm.
Actually, he's also the one who introduced me to alcohol. So unajua when I came to Nairobi, he was so excited. So alikuwa anajua leo kuna party hapa, leo kuna party pale, leo kuna party pale.
Party after party.
Yes. Party after party. So he used to pick me up, used to call me. So if I have some few coins of mine, I could just take myself. Kama sina ambia leo kumekauka, but he could pay. So this the time now we started like uh this this thing that the alcohol guys they say that my gauge yangu iko juu, gauge yangu iko chini. No, it's the capacity at which kama tuseme you're taking like Guinness. Yeah, wewe unaweza kuchukua chupa ngapi ndio sasa uanze kulewa. Now that's what's called the gauge. So
Oh, the game.
hii yeah, gauge. Now so this is where this stuff now started entering me because I could take the big bottle niweke hapo kunywa tu mpaka nimalize. And yeah, it became so bad that I can remember in first year and around second year, during exams, I could come to exam when like I have to be high to come to exam. I can
Hmm.
remember, yeah, at some point it was an issue with Philemon by the that was my roommate. Yeah,
So you get tipsy and come back home to film on your roommate and he'd get angry.
actually hata asubuhi tukawa tunaenda shule, kamwambia waliwa bana, mimi hakuna kuendana na wewe ukiwa hivyo. Uh,
Wow.
God,
So
yeah.
besides you having to drink for, I mean, getting high for you to actually exam, what other things did you have to do, you know, under the influence of alcohol? Like what, let me say, what are the things that you actually did under the influence of alcohol that you look back now and say, I couldn't have done this, um, if it wasn't, the alcohol?
One thing I can say strongly is about finances. Like
Mm,
pesa ikikuja, it goes to the wrong place.
pesa
So those
inaenda
are
kwa
uh, pesa, uh, sometimes ukitumia pocket money, you just know hii share hii lazima ifanye maneno, and that's one. Yeah, that's one thing. And another
mm.
one also, under the influence of alcohol, going to clubs, it, like it was so bad. I,
You used to dance your legs off, huh?
yeah, it was so bad. I mean, unajipata you're dancing with someone, you should even be calling your mother.
Wow.
So bad,
You're
so bad.
dancing with him, you should be calling your mom, like someone old, but you don't care anyway.
Uh, well, you see, you are high now, you think you're age mates. So bad.
You're high, you think your age mates. Oh wow. Uh,
Uh,
so you okay, going to class, partying.
mhm.
What other acts do you think? What other acts um were you involved in besides just partying and straining your finances? Are there other things that you'd say, no, 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 I couldn't have done this if it wasn't for alcohol? So there's so many things that someone can do. You could share if you can relate. Share what if you can relate with our brothers here. Welcome, Oliver. You can see this. Daddy says this guy had was
Oh God, oh, man.
text in the
Uh,
comments, jot it down, and we're going to be reading it. Thank you, Daddy. You're being very active in this. I'm waiting for others to be sending in their comments. So, Oliver,
mhm.
we've shared. Is there any other thing you'd like us to know that you did, or acts that you engaged in that you wouldn't do if you weren't under the influence of alcohol?
Uh, oh, another thing that maybe can stand out is
Or you can
like
raise your
uh, oh, you can hear
please.
me?
Yes, yes, perfect.
So apart from that also, and that
Yes, yes. I'm actually really
yeah,
from Brian.
yeah, yeah. Also, actually, that guy used to pressurize me so much about going to Kesha's. Like I remember one time, we were invited just this under influence of alcohol. That was the first time actually I was attending a Kesha. I never attended a
Who
Kesha.
who invited you to this occasion? That guy, is it
Uh,
Brian?
Brian.
Oh, Brian. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. He invited us to a Kesha with a friend of mine called Said Adam. So see, I don't know where this peer pressure came, and we say that hatuwezi kwenda Kesha hivyo kama kichwa iko hivyo. So, yeah,
Hata
so yeah, okay. For me, it was the first time, and I was wondering what happens there, Ama ni
mm,
kukaa tu, ni kukaa tu, you know. Alafu pia okay, the understanding that I have right now, I didn't have it back then. So sikuwa najua how you're going to engage with God. It's that time. Yeah, so we had to take alcohol a bit so that to vacation. I can remember we we really danced hiyo kesha, really dance sana.
you went you went to the occasion when you were high, like basically
Yeah.
Mlikombe,
Mhm.
so that you go to the Kesha. Was it a Christmas Kesha or just
No,
some?
No, just some random kesha. I think they had a program at the church, so it was not a
Um,
Christmas kesha. Yeah, so tulienda
mm.
hiyo time ya praise, because they had the drums and everything. The drums was doing some good work there. We really danced.
Nilienda kudance kwa kesha.
Kwa kesha. Eh,
But was that the start of the the change and the transformation, the Kesha, or when did it actually come to dawn on you that I need to change, something's wrong here?
Yeah, okay. When it started dawning on me that I need to change, now it reached when I was in my third year. So
Mm,
one of my cousin came to Nairobi, and in
mm,
your time I had some financial issues, and so when he came to Nairobi, aliniambia because he saw the situation that I was in, and so I could not be with my roommates by that time. So he told me niende niishi naye, and to see this is also just one of us from
mm,
Ushago. So I
mm.
can remember at that point inside that house. That's even where that is the time that I even got saved. We used
Oh,
to, yeah, he used to come with alcohol in the house like daily, because he used to work at Nairobi, Texas. So mimi nikitoka shule nilikuwa nampitia tukikuja nyumbani. So tukifika nyumbani, hapo mlango kubwa kuna there's a container at the stage there. It's a center that has been built with containers. So like that's a ghetto. So almost everywhere is just wine and spirit, wine and spirit. So there's a favorite place that we used to go. So tukitoka, that was the first stop. Then now we start thinking about food. Then you go to the house. So tuna branch hapo. Usually we take alcohol a bit. Then we go to the house. So then kafika at a point where hii homa ilikuwa so much, so hatukuwa tunaenda huko. What he used to do is to buy the alcohol, anakuja na kwa nyumba, then kuna hii kitu inaitwa dawa hii ya homa, make ginger, hot
mm.
water, yeah, so
Can
we used to
you
mix.
come to the point?
Oh yes, so he used to mix it, but lazima aweke he used to put Smirnoff, so anaongeza Smirnoff ndani. I think hiyo season nilishikwa na homa mbaya sana, nilishikwa na
Ulishika
homa
na
kabisa.
sababu gani
uh,
ulivaa?
Narudi unabeba kachifu, anajua tu homa imeingia, tuende tuchukue. So that time, so I also felt it started dawning on me like, so hiyo time pia nilikuwa sasa tulianza kuja church. The time that Philemon I'll insist that we have to go to church. Dominic came to invite church, we have to go. It was that time, hiyo time sasa
Oh,
nilianza kuwa na conviction like, man, this guy is sacrificing for me, alafu mi pia niko hapa, so
so,
it was
so,
that time. Yes.
so what happened is that you were invited to church by your roommate Philemon,
Yes.
who was okay. Now Dominic invited Philemon.
Mm-hmm.
Philemon invited you,
Yes.
and were you with him, or like did you just come to please him? What happened?
No, actually, hey, now the Sunday that you were to come to church. Okay, I didn't come like to please him, because even before we used to go to there's a place just random equal like planned, like Saturday lazima tuende church, Sunday lazima tuende church. No, like now Sunday, this is my time with God. No, it was just random. Anaamka tu anasema, Oliver, tuende church.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for that. I used to go
Yes.
at the DCI, but although my intention for going that place, it was different though. Yeah, so that day, he came and told us that Dominic has invited us to church, that he wants me to go, and he was very specific because he came to the house. He said,
Mm,
Oliver, sitoki hapa bila wewe,
mm.
amka ujivae, tunaenda. He said that day, hiyo Saturday tulikuwa club, so we came back in the morning. I wanted to sleep, no. So nikasema okay, because you have insisted, wacha niamke nijivae. I showered, nikatoka. I left my cousin, he was sleeping. So kufika church, it was just a different thing. And it even stirred up that conviction in me, like, man, this is the
Mm,
direction. This is the
mm.
direction. And I started having that mentality, like, I want to be different in the family. Mimi hatuwezi tu kuwa tunakunywa sisi wote. I want to be different.
Lazima
Mm.
kamoja kakuwe na difference.
Bwana.
So basically, when you were invited to church, you got convicted the same day you came to church, and you decided then I need.
Yes.
I'm saying, did you hear me? Let me just repeat.
All
I'm
right.
saying you came to church, invited to church, you were convicted during the service, right? And
Yes.
that conviction is what made you think within yourself, I need to change. I need to do something right.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, actually, even that day, Daddy was saying there's something he mentioned that you see the way we were going clubbing, it was fun. I used to see it as fun, but also in Christianity, you can also have fun. So okay,
Mm,
in the midst of that, I used to think, I was like, sasa Christianity tunaweza kuwa na fun. How am I going to have this fun in Christianity? Iko aje, you know? You don't take alcohol this side, you know. But I don't know how it happened hapo katikati. I can't explain like what happened, but I just found myself like I was settling on this side. I don't know how to explain that. See, no explanation for that. Yeah.
mm.
Yeah.
Eh, that's the work of the Spirit. God is
Mm.
the one, the Spirit is the one that convicts you. And he who says in, is it Jeremiah 29, verse 11, he knows the thoughts he has. So God is the one who was in that position to guide you, to walk with you, right? And
Yeah.
that's why you can't really just explain it. I love people commenting here. There's fun in Christianity. It's amazing.
Yes.
And plus with no regrets. I have to put that bold. Fun with no regrets. I see Holy Communion ndio sherehe. Lauren here
Eh,
came back to Christianity as boring. Yet it's not. You just haven't found the right Christianity. Christianity is life itself. It's living the life itself. So, believer, you find Christ. You decide your life is changing. You decide hatutakunywa wote kwa nyumba, lazima kuna mmoja
mm,
ataenda a different direction.
mm.
Was it a smooth ride? Or were there temptations along the way?
Yeah, temptations were there. Temptations were
Mm,
there because I can remember at that time. Now, okay, I started becoming frequently coming to church. Like I said, like instead of at Saturday kwenda let me sleep, Sunday I go and have time because the way the message was packed that day, I can't explain it very well, but
you
I know there was something. There was something. And I even told my cousin that Mimi, nataka kwenda church every Sunday. That's what I told him. So during this time, now the brother to my cousin, I used to work, is a doctor. So, and he takes heavily. Huyu ni mtu akienda kazi, pombe iko kwa bag. Anaenda kwa ofisi, kama imeisha ananua ingine. Like, his bag you can never miss. So akikuja kwa nyumba zimepangwa hapo, and they used to drink all night. All night. Na saizi unaambiwa si uonje, onja tu, onja kidogo because their father is nini sijui wanaitwa Jackwath, sijui Jackwath kwa kizungu inaitwaje.
elder?
So yeah, elder, and he takes, so they were giving me example, hata fathers unaona ni elder lakini anachukua, wewe kwa nini chukua. So I told them no, because there was something. There was something. I can't explain. Boss is explain, but there was something. So me, hivyo tu nilikataa. Then I used to pray. I used to tell God that the way I felt, like I have to be different. I want to be different. If it's being here, give me my own house. Because I also had my own thoughts, like I wanted to move into my own house, give me my own house, like I just have my environment. Yeah, then hapo tu, the servant of the lady called me one day, he told me that there's an opportunity. So nikatoka hii environment, nikakuja Rongai.
Basically, what helped you most is the change of environment. At least now you change your environment so you weren't under, you weren't close to people who would influence you, close to things that would take you. Right?
Yes, yes.
Can you can
Those,
you can you recount one particular instance where you had to take a drastic move?
or a
Um,
drastic move.
with
Uh,
regards to,
yeah, that one has happened several times. Even
mm,
last year it happened. So there's this month, February, I
mm,
traveled home. Travel February, that was 2019 February. Yes, I traveled home.
mm.
That everyone came. Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right. So everyone came. Hiyo rende yote ya family ilikuja. So but I was already the one who was already picked out. So when after the burial kama kawaida, we go to the club because I, we were raised in a club. My mother had a club. That's the only business he had. Na first nilikuwa
Oh,
nikitoka shule. Yes, nikitoka shule, I go and help him sell till around 11, then tunaenda nyumbani. And tomorrow mi narauka, nikienda napiga dasta ndio naenda shule. So that club is still running up. Yeah, that club is still running up to date. That's where we went. Actually, I was the one. I drove that day from home mpaka tao, hiyo tao yetu ya nyumbani. So watu wakishaka, like you see, you still know, like you know each other. Kuna wale wa pills na walikuwa wakiwa tu zao hapo mbele yao hivyo hivyo, table inarenjiwa, gini
bana
zangu tu
kila
eh,
mm.
kila mtu gini zangu zikaeka topa mbele yangu, around 4 of them.
Roho yako
And
ilikuwa
yeah, that's what I used to take. So on seeing this, I just like I felt something like it's not right. Na I told my sister, narudi. Nikatoka, nikaenda nyumbani, nikachukua bagi yangu, nikachukua gari, nikaenda Kisumu. Hiyo time it was around 6:30, around 6:30, 6:40. I flee. Niliflee. Yeah.
you see.
Mm. Yeah, I traveled. I went to Kisumu to my cousin because the wife is like a strong Christian. So akiwa huko he doesn't take. So being in that environment with the wife, nilijua niko sawa. So nikasema wacha niende, nikampiga tu simu, nakuja sai. Tuko uko Nyanza, nikamwambia nakuja Kisumu sai. So
Wow.
nilienda hivyo. Yeah.
Wow. So essentially you're saying you left these people in the club and you
Yes.
left. You
Yes.
wow. Reminds me of the verse to resist the devil and he will flee from you. You resisted totally. Like you actually left, took a cab and actually went home. When these guys were calling you, you were nowhere to be found. Run away from temptation. I think we do have the you know, flee. Exactly, I see Mark saying there, nice, flee, no prayer, toka, leave, kimbia. You've seen here is temptation, toroka. Anyway, thank you for that. As we go along, so yeah, I mean, there's no journey that is void of temptations. You had your own share. Um, but now looking back at this point right now, that we're now talking about the testimony, we're now rejoicing about your life. What can do you look? Wow, I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it happened.
Can you come up again, please?
I'm saying Now that we're on the brighter side, we are talking about the testimony now. We're not talking about the alcoholic Oliver, the Oliver who found himself under the bed, the Oliver. Yeah. So what? Let me frame it this is what is new? What are you doing different at this point? What are you doing different?
Okay, what?
About your finances. Right now, you're probably more focused. Right now, your relationship with God is probably definitely, on an increasing ladder. So, what are the few things that you can mention that is different from what you used to do before?
Just as you have said, one thing is focus. Like,
Mm,
see, when you focus in light, there's always something you're heading. You see, where there's darkness, there's nowhere to focus because there's nothing you're seeing. But you see, when there's light ahead of you, you have an end where you're going. So if you deviate, it's by your own doing. So what I can say that it's a it's a
it's the focus. It's the focus.
yeah, it's a focus.
I can see you laughing. I
It's
don't know
focus.
if you're laughing at this comment that I've just seen here by Brian. Brian
Mm-hmm.
says, Toroka Guinness, Kama Village, Joseph Ali Toroka Potiphar. It takes a lot, man. Purity, you're welcome. So let's go on, Oliver. So you talked about focus. What else?
Focus. I think you can say that it's just. I can say it's mainly focus. Then there's diligence. Uh, Focus
Vision.
comes. Okay. I can say focus is wrapping up all this. Every other thing because you focus in light. Light is God, and God will
Mm,
guide your path. Left, right, center. He will guide your path. He will put the right people in your life.
mm,
So it just start like find the light. Find the light. Light is God, and He
mm,
will guide. He will put the right people around you. Like just as I said, I change my environment, observation, what happens there. You see how people talk, how people do things. Like
mm,
I didn't even realize that after see ever since your time, I've never even thought about alcohol. Like sijai hata fikiria. And even I can
mm.
remember one time, that's 2019 December. Uh, uh, that was the first time like I'm finishing like December in Peter, mimi sijakunywa pombe. Leave alone
Wow.
like from leave alone like from February your time. Now I'm talking about December. You see, that's festive. Everyone enda nyumbani, you meet and everything. And that day I was not even at home. By the grace of God, I was Daddy took us out to this famous hotel for Gugauchi. I can never forget that day. And I was inside that hotel. We were eating hapo, nilikula mpaka crocodile hapo. We are having fun, and one thing that struck my mind, like it came to my mind, like saizi sasa nyumbani watu wanakunywa because it was 25th. I know how that club operates. 25th saizi watu wanakunywa and everything, unatoka hapo kama umesweat headache nini nini, and you see me, I'm here, I'm having my good time.
With the package.
eh unatoka hapo na your package of problems na ulienda ukiwa sawa. So mimi hapa I'm having a good time. Tomorrow I'm waking up when I'm well, you know.
Mm,
Uh,
mm,
yeah, it was a lot. And the next day actually my brother calls me and Oli, watu wamekumpezi huku bana, unakuja? Nikamwambia no bana, mi niko locked Nairobi mbaya.
mm. I
Uh,
can imagine
uh,
relaxing the thought was
yeah.
of to see yourself having changed, and it's taken
Mm,
a whole year that you haven't even relaxed to your old state. We bless God for that, and I mean it it's a journey that everyone goes through. Everyone has their own share of temptation. Everyone has their own share of challenges that they're going through. But we have to bless God for what He's done in your life. So as we close, I want us to talk about just a few things that I've picked up from your testimony.
yeah.
What came out strong is evangelism. The fact that this man, Brian, that you mentioned, who called you and insisted that you should come to a service, Acacia, even when you're drunk. Uh, I believe that was a seed that he planted. And I mean, through him, God planted a seed in you. Yeah. And I'm sure it's not the first time he was telling you that, times that, other people came to you. So when it came to you coming to church, it wasn't the first time you're hearing the gospel. Someone had shared the gospel one way or another,
Yes.
now bringing up, bringing forth now the fruit of conviction. So let's talk about the power of evangelism. How important is evangelism to our Christian life?
I can say evangelism persistent is key. And also, when you're doing evangelism, you do it prayerfully.
Prayer.
Do it prayerfully, yeah, because you never know. Maybe you are the angel to someone. So
Exactly.
when you have that conviction, like this guy has to come to church, just be persistent, and you do it like prayerfully, like engage with God actively when you're pursuing someone. You never know, because actually the other day we were just laughing with Brian, and he was saying that he was telling me you're my answered prayer. So maybe he
Oh,
was praying,
that's
uh,
beautiful.
uh,
That's
so
beautiful.
so evangelism is key. Is key in the kingdom. Evangelism is key.
Mm,
Uh,
mm.
mm,
You never know. You
yeah.
could be someone's angel. You could be someone's savior. Like through
Mm,
you, someone will be saved. And plus, it's not our own. I mean, God is interested in souls. It's not. It's not like you're the one who's going to bring people. It's the Holy
mm,
Spirit who convict. But we are the vessels who are to reach. God will not come down and evangelize, but He'll need vessels. So, are you available to be a vessel of honor and evangelist and reach people of God? Because God is the one who's going to convict them. So, again, thank you for that, Oliver. You can share what do you think is the power of evangelism? How important is evangelism in our Christian life? Share in the comments, and I'm going to be reading them in a few. Thank you for that, Oliver. I'd like us to talk about the influence that the environment had on you. You
mm,
mentioned that when you are I mean, I think back then, how you were introduced to alcohol, your first encounter with alcohol was when you were very young. And it's because, everyone was taking alcohol. It's just around you, screaming all around you, alcohol,
mm,
alcohol. So you just, you got yourself into it like by default. Um, and then you changed your environment, not when you
mm.
were convicted and you received Christ. You changed your environment, went to that place, and things changed totally. So how important is how significant is environment to someone's spiritual growth? Because I see it had a very, very big impact in your life on the other side and on this other side.
Yeah, environment is key. You see, when I was in that other environment, it was so toxicated with that kind of
Mm-hmm.
spirit. And
Mm-hmm.
when I came to this place, you see now here there was the right path
Kuna
that God,
upako.
kuna pako, the right path designed by God, like the word of
Mm-hmm.
God, the power, it was there. So environment really influences how you come up. Hata ukiangalia watoto, how someone like just me, how I was raised up, that environment was the things you see, the things you observe, what people do. So if you don't have like focus, you will end up doing things you think they're the right thing. See,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so an environment will really influence you. So, but if you're focused, like you've already been, you already know what you're going for, who's driving you, it's very hard for you to deviate, because there's someone who is holding you. There's also someone that you are accountable to. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because
I love.
yeah, yeah. So having someone also you are accountable to. It also will help shape you within that environment, or in a positive or in a negative way, depending on who are you accountable to. And also the words that are being spoken around you, that one also really affects your environment, how you come out, the words. So also the words that are being spoke around you, be very conscious about that. I can say that.
I love that. I love that, Oliver. I love that you mentioned something powerful. I mean, everything around you influences you. Whatever your environment is not just the people. Your environment is what you see, what you feed yourself. Anything around you, the people you engage with. That's largely your environment. But most importantly, what you see, what you hear. What gets into you,
Mm.
whatever means to you, it doesn't matter. As long as it gets into you, it's your environment. It's definitely going to influence you. So you should be very careful in what environment you engage in. If it's a
Mhm.
toxic one, flee.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't
Usually.
be. At least now we know. No temptation. Mommy said earlier. It's not a matter of prayer. Prayer is important, but when you know this is a toxic environment, flee, run away from the temptation. I'll just read the comments as we close. This is Brian. Environment is very key. One might have moved from the other life, but if you don't have that overhaul of the people surrounding you, then happened in Nasuma stories za backslide. So it's really, really important. Thank you for that, Brian, and thank you for being the shining light and to our brother here, Oliver, that he was your answered prayer. Thank you. Continue with the same spirit and inspire many. I'm sure you've inspired us here. Um, go on. I'm waiting to read your comments. Let me just scroll and see if there's. Oh, Purity was watching from Kitengela. Welcome, Purity. Gracie says, yeah, oh yes, the good time. Oh, there are good times in Christianity. We have a nice time. We enjoy ourselves in Christianity. Jesus is the best. I can see thumbs up by Richard Oti Photography. I see Henry here. Good progress. So I'm proud of you. Oliver, I'm also very proud of you. Guys,
Mhm.
thank you. Thank you for sending in your comments. I think if there's no other comment, we're just going to close. Um, I'm glad that you have watched. I'm glad that you've tuned in. I'm glad that you've, stayed all through and listened to what God has done in Oliver's life. Oliver, do you have any last words to share?
Oh, I would like to share from Matthew chapter 7, verses 13 really to
Matthew.
15. Matthew 7, 13 to 15. You see,
uh,
you see, Jesus was born in a manger, but he didn't do exploits. When the wise men came, they didn't see him in a manger. They went into the house. So it doesn't matter where you are starting from, but where you are ending. So
mm,
maintain the light. And to see when these wise men went to it was Herod, right?
mm,
They wanted to kill Jesus. When they went into that house, the star disappeared. The star that was guiding them disappeared.
mm.
So keep in the path of light so that
Wow.
you don't miss it. Yeah.
Ay, wow, wow,
Mm.
wow. Sasa ona venye pombe ingeangusha hii quote. Keeping the light.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much for that. Keep yourself in the path of light, and you'll not lose your path, right? The star will not disappear from you. And it doesn't matter again where you start, it's where you're going to go, where God is going to lead you. Thank you for that. Powerful. I see Gracie saying here, powerful, sir. That is indeed powerful. I believe we'll close now. Um, thank you all again. Thank you so much, Oliver. That was a wonderful testimony, and we bless God for you. Thank you for you know coming to share your testimony. Enjoy
Yeah.
your night, guys. Those who are on the other side, enjoy your morning. Have a fruitful one. I will see you next Tuesday, same time. You can share the video with others, and we believe many are going to be transformed by this testimony. Thank you, and thank you once again. Bye, Oliver.
Oh, bye. Thank you.